Hi, I'm Tim Tuller, canon for music at St. John's Cathedral. I'm going to say just a couple words about the music for this Sunday, April 14th. Prelude this Sunday is entitled Benedictus by English composer Alec Rowley. He lived from 1892 to 1958, so he was active in the first half of the 20th century primarily. And he was an organist, pianist, composer, pedagogue, and he had organist posts at several important churches in England. He also was one of the founders of Trinity College of Music in London. He actually wrote a great deal of piano music. However, his organ and choral music is probably best remembered today. This Benedictus actually takes as its inspiration a couplet from a poem by the 19th century English poet Christina Rossetti. And it's a simple two lines that say, I bring peace and calm. I bring ease, I bring peace and calm. And this is from a poem of hers that was entitled, All Thy Works Praise Thee, O Lord. She had written quite a bit of poetry, mainly for children, but much of it religious in nature as well. This organ piece you'll hear starts out very, very quietly, and it gradually builds and builds and builds to a huge central climax with full organ, and then it backs off again. It's not a long work, it's only about 5 minutes, but it actually is representative of a style of organ writing that was very common around this time. You'll find a lot of English organ pieces from the early to mid 20th century that follow the same pattern. They start out very quietly, and they build up to a huge central section, and then they back off again. So this is a type of piece like that. Our offertory anthem this Sunday is Why Seek Ye the Living by Charles Villiers Stanford. Stanford is one of the most common names you'll see on musical programs here at St. John's. He was Irish by birth, but worked most of his life in England. And he was one of the very most important English composers of the early 20th century, late 19th century. He is primarily remembered for his choral music. Why Seek Ye the Living comes from around 1890. That's the year it was published. And it references the women coming to visit the tomb of Jesus on Easter morning and finding an angel there telling them, asking them, why are you coming to seek the living among the dead? And it opens up very descriptively. You'll hear the organ kind of creeping around on little chromatic scales. It's almost like people are kind of creeping towards the tomb of Jesus. And then when the angel announces, why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but risen. The music changes entirely. And it goes into a blazing D major fanfare, which concludes the piece. Our postlude is entitled Gloria by Marcel Dupré. And this piece is actually the very last of a series of improvised pieces that Dupré had done for a Vesper service in 1919. And like so much of Dupré's music, it started out as an improvisation, which later was put into compositional form. And it's basically a typical French toccata, organ toccata, which means you'll hear thundering organ pedals against rapid manual figurations. It was something that many of the French composers did a great deal. And it's a very short piece, but it really packs a punch, and it makes for a great Easter season postlude. I hope you enjoy the music this Sunday.